viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to the channel. You don't know it's a boy SAE. Bless upon yourself and thank you all for tuning in. Some wonderful people. What I really want to share with you guys today is Darren Sammy defends himself after people call him biased towards Alick and Kevin Hodge for not selecting them in the West Indies test team to face Australia. He was doing an interview in Dominica, guys, where he's saying that it's nothing personal, even though they're islanders, but these guys averaging 25, they have no place in West Indies test team. My wonderful people, we're gonna fill you in on all the details on what he said. But before we do so though, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell to be the first alerted whenever a new video is uploaded. And don't forget to drop a like on the video and share the video as well. So my people, as I said, Darren Sammy make it clear that averaging 25, they warrant no place in West Indies test team. It's nothing personal, it's just is working off data. So if you could be the best player in the region, if you're not averaging over 25, you can't warrant a place in his test team. So let's dive into what he had to say, all right? Sammy defends himself after people started to question his selection policy after there were no inclusion of Alick and Kevin Hodge in the West Indies test team to face Australia. So Sammy defends data-driven approach, says omission, not personal. So he's clearly saying to you guys that he has nothing personal against any players, based on data. That's always like a team. He's not going to go around and say play any favoritism with any players. If you're not performing, you're going to be dropped. You understand, my people? So West Indies head coach Darren Sammy has maintained that his team selection is driven by data and not emotion, and that he has no bias towards players from any region in the Caribbean. Sammy made the comments during a recent interview on QFM Dominica, where questions were raised about the exclusion of Dominicans Kevin Hodge and Alick for the upcoming three-match test series against Australia. Right? The 26-year-old Athanas has played 13 tests and scored 627 runs at an average of 25.08 with 4 half centuries, while Hodge, 32 years old, has scored 556 runs in 11 test matches at an average of 25.27 with 1 century and 3 half centuries. Right? While both players featured in the last test series against Pakistan in January, Sammy explained that their recent performances did not merit them a place in the West Indies 15-man squad. So, I'm going to try clearly tell you guys that Alick and Kevin Hodge haven't really been performing in West Indies test team. They have been just taking up place in the squad. If you look at their average, guys, playing 13 tests or more, 13 and 11 tests, they should have been averaging more. Their squad been scoring more runs. You understand? They should have been able to convert more often rather than, just scoring little. And this is a burden to the test team. And with his new data-driven policy taking place right now, or with his new method of selecting a team, these guys cannot make his team. You understand? Unless somebody get injured or so forth, that's the only way you're gonna have players like them making the West Indies test team with those average when he's in control, right? He said, I had the analyst dive into the top 3 teams in the world and the different batting positions, what the best of the top 3 are doing in those different positions, the roles they are playing, and then we compared them to ours and what we are doing, right? During the last Test World Championship cycle, Kevin, I think, scored 500 runs at an average of 25. As a Dominican, we want our players to perform well, but we must not get emotional, Sammy said. Right? If there is one thing you must know about me, coming from a small island, coming from St. Lucia, you hear of the talk of the insularity and all this thing. it is one thing I will not do. You understand? So when I hear people saying that Sammy is biased, guys, and insularity, he's saying that he's a different type of person. He will not do that to any player in the West Indies region because he knows that he's coming from a small region, and they get that a lot, and people are still questioning his inclusion in the West Indies team or head coach job or former captain job. He said that he knows about how West Indies biasness and how far it has gone. So he tried his best to lead from the front and not follow in those people's footsteps and just pick based on stats, and data, nothing personal. So man, nobody have any conflict. If you're not performing well, then you're gonna get dropped. Argument finish right here. So that's what he's clearly saying to you guys. So let's continue. Right? You watch my record as a captain, as a coach now in the CPL. If it's one place you will see every single person from the Caribbean play, it is in St. Lucia. So I don't bring my emotions in my decision making. Right? Had I done that, probably Hodge and Alick would have been there as a Windward Islanders. But that's not how I operate. I'm here for West Indies cricket, he further added. Some try to say even though Dominica and St. Lucia and those countries are close, and they are islanders, they're coming from smaller region. He's not going to play favoritism and select them into the West Indies test team when they don't deserve to be in the test team. You understand what he's trying to say? Let's continue. Right? Despite them being dropped, Sammy said it was not the end of their cricketing careers. He pointed out that they had featured for West Indies A in the recent series against South Africa A. He said, if you notice, these guys just played in the A team series, so they have not been discarded. Just that at this moment, the direction that the team is going, the roles that we see from the data collected that is required to play, they just don't fit that role at that moment. However, it's not the end of the road for them. I think we're doing Hodge and Alick are this service by glorifying an average of 25 in test cricket, thinking that myself and Miles and Jamal have some personal vendetta against any player, Sammy said. We are trying to create an environment that breeds success, breeds excellence, and we need to keep on challenging. And it shows where our cricket is right now. When players averaging below 35 seem undroppable in our system, and that shows how poor our system is. For us to be really talking about a 25 average, that will not bring us success. You understand? So I'm gonna try clear tell you say these guys average 20, 25. What are they doing in our test system? These guys should keep on playing first class, because if you compare them towards the big team around the world, they can't make the team, not even as a reserve. You understand? So why West Indies are willing to play them, But he's saying that they are not discarded, he still have plans for them. But for now, they should go on a couple A-team tour and then come back and show themselves again and see what they can do. But yes, my people, that's it for now. Bless up on yourself. Leave your thoughts down below.